Hello, everybody. It's me, Ross, and welcome to another edition of my Ipswich Town Football Club. And today I'm joined by Hanna, who's going to take us through her town supporting life from how she became a fan, her favourite game, and much more. Hanna, it's a pleasure to have you involved in the series. First of all, how you been doing during these weird times we've been living in?
Yeah, not too bad. Seem to have adjusted quite well. It all just seems a bit normal now, so hopefully we won't have to put up with it too much longer. But yeah, it could have definitely been a lot worse, I think.
Definitely, and I'm looking forward to hearing your memories. And the first standard question on this series is, how did you become a town fan?
So I was in primary school, so I was only young. And one of my friends from primary school was in the town academy at the time. And he used to come in and tell us stories about he'd been to games and he'd been training. And it just sounded like so much fun that I went home one day and said to my mum, I want to go, I want to see what it's like. So we got tickets, her, me, my dad, we all went. And that was it. One game turned into a season ticket, which turned into 17 years later, whatever it is, and I'm still going. So yeah, blame him for that.
Yeah, I think a lot of fans they do blame their parents and blame different people. Why did you get me to support in this club? Although you probably had some good highs, but a lot of many lows in the last 10 years. So pretty much most of your supporting life, unfortunately.
Pretty much, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm now intrigued. What's going to be what was your first town game? Can you remember the team we're playing? The result,
hmm
a goal scorers.
Yeah,
If there's any
so
goals.
it was, well, there were plenty of goals, they just weren't for
Yeah.
us, sadly.
Oh,
So it was Wimbledon at home in 2003, I want to say, and we lost 5-1. Um, part of me thinks that probably should have been an omen, and I should have known what I was letting myself in for. But yeah, it wasn't enough to put me off. So that's where it all started for me.
yeah, there's on this series I've had different fans who have shared their first town game, and they're not many times they're not classics. A lot of them are goalless draws or a defeat, and
Mm.
yeah, that was not a great start for you, but well done for sticking on and
Thank you.
stuff like that. But the next question is about
hmm
players. Once again, I'll let my guests sort of have a selection of favourite players. It is hard to stick to one, but is there
hmm
one player that stands out for you as your favourite player?
Yeah, I mean, like you say, we've had some great players, even in the time that I've been supporting town and I've been going to games. Um, my favourite player isn't necessarily one of the best players we've had, I don't think. But for me, Shefki Kuchi, you can't beat him. Just there's something about that man that his energy that he brings and he just lifts everybody. And that to me is just as important sometimes as being a good player and scoring goals and getting the results. But yeah, definitely Shefki Kuchi for me.
And of course,
Absolutely.
the
Exactly.
celebration. Yeah,
Exactly. Yeah, he's my number one.
yeah, he's a top man as well, and a great choice. Now we're going to go into your favourite game you've watched
hmm
next. Once
hmm
again, I'm sure you've witnessed a lot of good games, a lot of bad games. For yourself, which sort of game sticks out as your favourite one you've watched?
There were a couple that I could choose between for this, but I think my favourite game was Barnsley away, 2011. It was December. It was freezing cold. It was probably raining because I think every time we've been to Barnsley, it's rained. We were 2-0 down at half time and came back and won 5-3. And it was just the atmosphere, the crowd were going absolutely crazy. And yeah, it was like the first half had been forgotten, didn't care after that. That was just, yeah, that was a brilliant, brilliant game.
Yeah, you love those sort of away games where you see loads of goals, and yeah, normally they are cold. Definitely in December, you just like thinking, why have we gone all this way? And then yeah, being 3-0 down, but then second half, just unbelievable scenes and so many great
Yeah,
goals were scored. And
yeah, that's definitely one.
yeah, and the next question is about goals.
hmm
Once again, a lot of goals have flown in against us, and also with scores and good goals as well. So for yourself, it's just hard to just choose one. But is any that stand out for you?
Yeah, so again, I've got two. I do have a favourite, but Carlos Edwards at Derby in 2013, 14, sometime around then. 93rd minute. That is a close second. But my favourite is Pablo at home to Coventry, 2010, when they equalised in like the 94th, 95th minute, whatever it was, something ridiculous. And then up he pops, and that's it. 3-2 in 97 minutes. Never going to beat that for me.
No, I don't know if anything can top that because that was pretty much the last kick of the game, and we thought, oh, here we go, it's drawn. I know there's a few fans I've spoken to who left the game after that when they equalised, and when they then heard, no, surely not, and then you're watching it back on telly, you go, wow, that actually happened, and Pablo, oh, what a man.
Absolutely, but those fans definitely missed out because that is going to stay with me. That game.
Yeah, definitely. It's just there's just the scenes, unbelievable. The next question is about kits. The first question is an add-on question for you as well. Can you remember the first kit that you bought or you got yourself, and and your favourite one as well?
Yeah, so I don't actually have a favourite one, to be honest. But the first kit I had, I don't know what year it was, but it was TXU Energy, and the body of it was burgundy, and the sleeves were navy. And that's the first one I had. So I think that probably is my favourite because it was the first one I had.
Yeah, I do love that kit. So my favourite colour is burgundy, and I've never actually owned that shirt because I was just sort of too young to get it at the time, and I've been wanting to hunt it down and get it. So hopefully they'll do a retro range at some point, or maybe I can look on eBay or something to find it. But I would love that shirt because it's my favourite colour, and it is a fantastic kit. And in a way, it's an iconic kit in terms of the games we played in it, really. But fingers crossed they'll do a retro range for it.
Let's hope so.
Yeah. Definitely. Now we have two more questions, and I always like to end this series on a high note, definitely with the current circumstances and stuff. So, your worst town moment? Have you got a personal one to yourself?
Yeah, I don't think I'll be alone in it, to be honest. But losing the playoffs to Norwich, I mean, I can cope with losing games. It's just salt in the wounds that it'd have to be against Norwich. But I think that was probably the worst moment for me.
I think it will probably be worse if it was in the final at Wembley.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
the first time
yeah.
we'll go into Wembley for a long while. It would have been a very, very great spectacle. But to lose and then walking home from Wembley, that would have been it was hard to take,
yeah.
even walking away from Carrow Road back then. But Wembley, that would have been a tough one. And it's never good to lose in a derby, and not good.
No. I think you're spot on there, though. Whilst I say it was my worst moment, I'm glad it happened in the semis and not the final, because that would have just been horrendous.
They will never let us live it down, but in a way, we're in League One. They've just been promoted back to the Premier League, and it's sort of like we can't really say anything until we're on the same level field. But anyway, enough of them. Let's talk about your best town moment. You said you're 17 years supporting the club. There's not been many high moments, unfortunately, but have you got a personal one for yourself?
I think just making the playoffs. I mean, I like you say, I first started going, it was sort of as we were back down the division and weren't doing very well. So I missed out like the really good stuff. But I think making the playoffs, it was like a taste of what we can achieve and what we can get to, hopefully one day. To balance out that really low, to even be there, to me was amazing. I'm looking forward to us doing it again very soon, I hope.
Hopefully, and that's the sort of final question. Is there anything else you'd like to add to be part of the video? Are you excited for the new owners and takeover and stuff? Were you happy to see that?
Yeah, I think it was time for a change. I think a lot of things had sort of run their course, and when you get to a certain point, I think the relationship between owners, managers, fans, whatever, I think once it gets to a certain point, then it doesn't matter what they do, that it's gone past the point of repair. So I do think it was a good time for it to happen. Just excited to see what the future holds for Town, really, and see what they can get out of this, because I do think we can do a lot better than where we are at the minute. So Looking forward to seeing it.
Definitely. Well, Hannah, it's been a pleasure. Thank you very much for sharing your memories. I hope everybody
Thank
who's
you.
watched today has enjoyed as well. Let us know in the comments down below what you thought of Hannah's memories. And yeah, Hannah, let's look forward to the summer ahead. Hopefully, good times are on the horizons for town.
Let's hope so.